Well, hello and welcome back to the Dutch Explains the World podcast. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm Brad, and this is Dutch, my son. How's it been?
Been good.
Been good?
Mm-hmm.
This is a special Saturday episode coming to you live from our studio, which is actually just a table in our playroom, right?
This isn't live.
It's not live, is it? Well, it's live for us. I mean, we're alive. Let me check your pulse. You're live, yeah? Yeah, so eventful week at school for you this week, huh?
I mean, kind of.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. A little bit of, I'm going to ask Dutch some questions about, ask you questions about life and see what you got going on. And then we're going to ask you some questions about hot button topics, things that are on the interwebs or the world of, news channels. See what you have to say about that. So, but first, you told me a story when you came home from school Friday, and it was crazy town. So I would love for you to share it with everybody else. So what exactly happened in school that, and those of you listening, you have to ask yourself, where was the teacher during this process? So tell us a little bit of back history. Tell us what's going on at school, and then tell us kind of what happened.
So one day I walked into class and I was holding something and they stole it from me as a joke, and I jumped across the desk to try and take it. And I took it, but then they, like, as a joke, they stole my shoe since I was like on top of the desk and my feet were in the air. And then we were laughing like the rest of the class period, like so hard about it, because it was like, oh, so funny, my shoe. And then the next day they stole my shoes.
So yeah, your mother says that you actually came to the car with no shoes on. Is this correct?
Yes, but that's because I was too lazy to put them back on.
Oh, okay. So you gotten your shoes back, you just hadn't put them on yet. Okay.
I got them back at the very end of the class period, right when the bell rang.
Yeah.
I could have stopped and put them on, but just like, I didn't feel like it.
Yeah. But it escalated this Friday to basically what I would call a battle royale, right? So kind of tell us what happened. So,
well, they stole my shoes, and it was like the fastest ever. They made a joke about that. It was like the world record mugging ever. Cause like I just sat down because I wasn't thinking about it. I just sat down, and then boom, my shoes were gone. I remember they put them on top of this like locker, and I stacked a bunch of chairs, and as soon as I like finished stacking the chairs, it took me a little bit, and I put my hand up there, the person literally ran over, jumped, stole the shoe, and ran back. It was so funny. And then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get my shoes back before the class ends today. And so I got him and Drew, one of the people that stole my shoes, his name is Drew. I got him to get up, and he went over, and well, I guess I didn't really but he got up, and I was following him, and he gave it to like this other kid, and then that person just like they didn't care too much, I don't think, so they just gave me the shoe back. And so I had one shoe.
So you're down. Now you're only down to one shoe missing.
Mm-hmm. And they filled the shoes with a bunch of paper. I thought that was kind of funny. Apparently, one of the pieces of paper had a message on it.
Like a ransom note?
Yeah. But the funny thing was, I took all the paper out of the shoe, and I found the one with a message. Without reading the message, I said, "This is what I think," and just ripped it up and threw it in the trash can. And so then my plan to get the other shoe was to like grab something big that I was gonna threaten them with. I wasn't actually gonna like attack them with it. That wasn't my plan. I wasn't gonna attack them with it. I was just gonna like be like, "Give me my shoe back." And so then I thought of the greatest idea, a broom. And so I grabbed the broom, and I started walking over to Drew and put it in like a spear position, and like he grabbed it and tried to start pushing it away from his face, but then I started pushing it back and screamed, "Give me the shoe!" And then Elizabeth, the other person that's stealing my shoe, got up and started pushing it back towards me. But then Caleb, who's like he wasn't really involved with like the shoe stealing, he grabbed the shoe and started pushing it with me. and it was like so funny because in this like tiny little like space between the desk, there was just like two kids pushing the broom. I was like, you know those like statues where you see like the caveman holding it like up in their arms, like where like it looks
like holding the spear in the air. Yeah.
That's what I look like, and Caleb was on the back pushing it. And they were trying to push it away from Drew's face.
So wait a minute. So right now you got two kids pushing the broom towards this guy's face, you and your friend, and then two other people trying to push the broom the other way. Yeah. Okay.
And then this girl named Sadie, I don't know what shoes she had on. They were really weird. They looked and felt wooden, because she started stomping on my shoeless foot. I don't know why.
She just enjoying the fight. So now there's 5 people enjoying the fight.
Yes.
Someone's stomping on your foot. You're trying to stab a kid in the face with a broomstick, right? You got an unlikely ally that comes out of nowhere, right? He's helping you. And the other two, now there's 3 against 2. There's 3 on the other side. Okay.
And I was, a little side note, I was looking around to find help, like, because, like, I didn't think I was going to get the shoe back. Because it looked like we were losing, and I looked over, and I find it really funny. There's this kid named Graham that I'm friends with, and he was just like, his face was just like, it didn't look like he had any emotion. He was just watching us, and I thought it was so funny.
Like, where my boy at? Yeah. So.
And then Drew like put the shoe up in the air. I don't know if he was like surrendering. I thought he was surrendering, and Elizabeth like smacked the shoe trying to grab it, and then it fell into like Zadie's arms. And then by that point, me and Caleb, we understood that the mission was to get the shoe. So we dropped the broom. The broom like dropped and went flying backwards because they kept pushing on it. We let go first. And so then I tried to grab it from Zadie, but then I like fell, and I was like, no, I'm going to lose the shoe. Then Caleb dived for the shoe, tossed it towards me. I grabbed it, and then as I had the shoe in my arms, like Drew and like Elizabeth were grabbing me, trying to pull me back in. And so I screamed, Catherine, and I threw it, and she caught the shoe. And then by that point, the teacher said, all right, pack up, it's time to go. And then they let go of me, and I ran over to Catherine, and I reclaimed the shoe.
So this is during class.
This was during class.
And the teacher did not say a word to you guys.
No.
Assault with brooms, shoes flying, people yelling, feet being stomped on, and all she says to you guys at the end is, it's time to pack up to go home.
The funniest thing was when I grabbed the broom and started walking over to Drew and started pushing in his face, she was teaching. She was telling us stuff, and like she was like at the end, or she wasn't really teaching, but she was talking to us about stuff. And so I just started then. She did not care.
I mean, part of me is like, what in the world are you doing? But part of me is like, I'm glad you got your shoe back. Mm-hmm. So you got your shoe back?
Yes.
Yeah. Did they leave any messages in your shoe?
Well, apparently there was a message. I just didn't care.
You never saw what it was?
No.
What if it was, I don't know. What do you think it was? You have any ideas?
I don't know at all.
No. Well, we're so glad you're listening, and we're going to go on with the podcast, but I had to let you guys hear that story, because when he told me that story, I was like, this is insanity. Like insanity personified. Like, this is crazy town. So, but guess what? We actually have a sponsor this week, Dutch. Who's our sponsor this week?
Isaiah Surbrook.
Isaiah Surbrook. He's sponsoring us, right? So shout out to Isaiah Surbrook for sponsoring us on the podcast, giving us lots and lots of money. No, not really, right?
No.
So how does it feel to have a sponsor finally?
Feels like that other day when we had the sun as the sponsor.
When we got what?
The sun as the sponsor.
Does it feel much different? Mm-hmm. I pretty appreciate it. All right, so here, what I did, Dutch, is I went and found some online headlines that are happening in the news, and I'm going to read you the headline, and I want you to tell me from your perspective. And by the way, those of you listening, Dutch's views do not represent the family as a whole, because I have not heard them, and he has not heard them. So if he says something crazy, it's all on him, so don't get mad at me. All right, so here's the number one headline. You ready? Mm-hmm. Chris Rock was slapped by Will Smith. What should happen to these guys? That was the headline on a website. So do you know what happened? Do you know the story?
I do know it's the story.
Okay. Well, so what's your take? What happens?
I have a perfect plan. I say we have a another like short like whatever small Grammy. That's a continuation, and I say we put Will Smith up on the stage, and then we send Chris Rock up there with a baton and some weird bandana, and they brawl.
They just went you like a battle royale right there.
Yes.
Maybe we can send him with a broom.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's your idea. They do Mortal Kombat, right? Hand-to-hand combat.
They fight for the role of best actor.
Is that what it is?
They challenge each
That
other.
would be a lot better Grammys. I ain't gonna lie. If that's what it was like, the four people who were up for Grammys, if they had to fight it out, I think I would probably watch because I haven't watched. The only reason I knew the Grammys existed is because I saw a meme that said Chris Rock got slapped by Will Smith. Although my favorite is they said that Mike Tyson's gonna host the Grammys next year, and so no one's gonna slap him, right? So no one's slapping the champ. All right, here you go. Another one. All right, there is a war in Ukraine. Your thoughts? War. Good,
War
bad.
never changes.
War never changes.
That's a video game reference.
Oh, okay.
It's funny because it's from a video game I haven't even played.
Yeah. Is it really funny? Nothing. All right. So, should America close the skies above Ukraine? Should we get involved at all? Thoughts?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Yeah. Well, how would you solve it if they were like, Dutch, we need your help? Dutch, explain this to us. What do you think people should do? Russia's invading Ukraine. What should happen?
Send Will Smith.
You'd send Will Smith. Send Will Smith to handle it?
Mm.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Any other things? Any thoughts on it? Good, bad? What's your thoughts on war?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? You should think America should go get involved in the war?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
Yeah. All right. So if they called you and said, we need your help, you're just going to be like,
I'll just be like, call Will Smith.
call Will Smith. All right. State officials in the state of Tennessee want a school year that lasts all year round. So and being voted on as part of legislation to make up for learning loss due to COVID. So your thoughts on going to school year round? No. Why not?
It's just there's so many things wrong with it, and there's like legitimate studies on how the breaks help so much with health and like all that. And it's just like I just don't feel like you should like. I understand we did lose a lot, but I feel like by now, if the kids that were going to fail because they missed all that learning are probably already failed. I mean, like.
So like, forget them. Let's move on.
No, it's just like.
Dead weight.
It's just like, when I missed a lot of stuff, by now I've already like figured out and learned all that stuff. I feel like it's a bit like maybe it's a bit late.
Oh, okay. So it's like, why are we still trying to deal with this now? Yeah. So you would say no to a year-round school because you would still get breaks. You just wouldn't get as many breaks. But
I just really don't want year-round school.
I don't blame you. All right, gas prices are at an all-time high. Thoughts?
We should make more gas.
All right, so we should make more gas. I have a question for you. Do you know how much gas prices are?
Like close to $5.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, it's not quite close to $5. It's like $10 in California, but who wants to live there? But in here in Memphis, it's what? Like I think it's $4, like just under $4. So
it's like I keep seeing memes where it's like, take me somewhere expensive, and they take her to the gas station.
Yeah, yeah. You think we should just make more gas?
Yes.
Who?
I don't know whoever makes gas.
Whoever makes gas? You have any idea who makes gas?
No.
You have any idea where our gas comes from?
No.
Do you think there's just like a hole in the ground and gas comes out of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
like that one hole where the fire's been burning for 50 years.
Yeah, I don't think that's the kind of gasoline that we use. That's sort of like a natural gas, probably, because gasoline is like a liquid, right? It takes oil and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So not necessarily your thing. Okay. NASA has a photo of the farthest star ever photoed. Thoughts? Is this important to us? Do we need to know?
I want to see it. I want to see the star.
You want to see the star?
Mm.
Yeah, it's the furthest away they've ever actually photographed something.
Cool.
Do you think that's important for us to be able to see stars a long ways away?
Maybe it'd help find life, because then we could find like planets around that star and see if it could support life, and then see if there's other life.
You want to go see those?
Mm.
So you believe in aliens is what you're telling me.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if I believe in aliens. It's just like I've seen all these theories where it's like the barrier, like the Great, I think barrier or something. It's like it's a theory where it's like it might be something like funnel or like something like that. It's where like there's this a certain point, a certain thing that happens that like eliminates life. It's like a certain thing that happens that eliminates it. And the thing is, it's like we're here, and the theory is that either we're gonna find it and die, or it could have been like that could have been make fire. Like if like let's say like the great thing was like if you don't make fire by this point, your species will die out. It could have been that, or it could be something you have to do this, and we haven't encountered it yet.
I'm pretty much a proponent that God made us. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the barrier. That was the barrier for me. All right, apparently there's a new housing bubble. Okay. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay. So what do you think we should do about it then?
Pop the bubbles.
Pop the bubbles. So housing bubble means that there's a whole bunch of houses that are really inflated, and people are buying houses for too much money, and eventually it's going to pop, and then everybody's going to be like, oh, no, I own a house that's not worth anything.
Oh.
So does that make you nervous?
We should still explode. We should just explode the houses. Pop the bubbles from the inside out.
It just explode all the houses? Just all live in tents?
Yes.
All right. How much do you think your house costs, like down the street from us, like just some random house? What do you think?
$200,000.
$200,000. Yeah, no, it's a lot more than that.
Really?
So, yeah. Do you know how much cars cost?
$200,000.
Do you know how much milk costs?
$200,000.
So you're just gonna say $200,000 for everything?
Yes.
So you don't really know how much things cost, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's probably me. That's probably a bad thing. Hey, parents out there, we probably should do a better job of letting our kids know how things cost. But you don't have to buy anything, right? Your life's pretty simple.
It is pretty simple.
Yeah, because you don't even buy school lunch.
I don't.
Yeah, so you don't even know how much that costs, do you?
It's actually free.
Well, yeah, but it costs something usually. If it's not free, do you remember what it's not free? Snacks.
In school, there's snacks, and you have to pay for the snacks.
Oh,
the
really?
lunch is free, but then there's extra snacks.
Yeah, like what do they have for lunch these days?
Terrible stuff. It's gross. It's like Joel. They always complain about the lunch. Like Joel the other day, he got like this weird goopily gop. It was like that's the best way to describe it. Just weird goopily gop, and it smelled terrible.
Yeah, did he eat it?
No.
He didn't eat it. So we went back and got some snacks.
He also got like disgusting broccoli.
Yeah.
And
So you're pretty good with the oven though. You can cook stuff, can't you? What's the coolest thing you've ever cooked?
coolest I ever cooked? I put a tiny bit more cheese on DiGiorno's pizza and I cooked it.
you doctored it up. No, me and you've cooked ribs before, remember?
Oh, I have. That was cool.
Yeah, we cooked ribs and we cooked what else? Remember that thing we cooked one time, like the chicken, and then we made all that stuff and the carrots and all that.
Like the rice and that.
Yeah.
That meal was. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it, did you? No, but you did help cook it.
I did.
Well, do you have any words of wisdom for anybody that's out there listening? Maybe how to deal with bullies, or how to get your shoe back, or how to deal with gas prices. So,
Brooms are very important.
brooms are very important.
Mhm.
So you just is that your weapon of choice now?
Yes, it's like brooms are like the classroom spear.
Brooms are the classroom spear.
And
Yeah.
spears are very useful.
So as a school board member, I'm kind of worried about this whole conversation. You don't like the idea that kids should catch up. You're spearing kids in the
Well,
classroom.
That's not it's not that I
You're-
don't think kids should catch up. I'm just really don't want not to have summer.
You want summer.
Yes.
Summer's important to you.
I will find any reason to have summer.
Summer's coming up. What are you looking forward to?
Getting to wake up late every day and play Elden Ring.
That's what you're gonna do.
Mm. I will murder a child to
You-
keep summer vacation.
You, my friend, are gonna go outside this summer, correct?
Yes.
Yes, you are. You're gonna go outside some. Well, man, we're so glad. Thanks, Dutch, for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. It's about our time for today. So, yeah, bud, love you.
Love you too.
Yeah, I'm glad you're here. Glad we're going to hang out. So if you got anything that you want us to talk about, any questions or anything like that, if you have any wisdom you need from Dutch, drop us a comment we're on what? Apple, Spotify, Amazon, Podbeam. We're everywhere. Anybody you want to shout out before we head out of here? That's a lot of us. Yeah.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid books.
You don't want to shout out the guy who was your unlikely ally that helped you with your spear?
Caleb.
Yeah, maybe Caleb should.
With a K.
He deserves Caleb with a K.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe he deserves that. So, all right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I always say watching every time we do this. Thanks for watching. Again, I said it again. Thanks for listening. We love it. And thanks for Isaiah Serbrook sponsoring us today. We will catch you next time. This has been Dutch Explains the World. Bye. Bro.